Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Legend Series Marvel Venom Carnage, and this is from the Monster Venom Build-Up Figure Wave. I wouldn't have been able to find this guy yesterday if it wasn't for a good friend of mine, Kevin Womack, giving a couple GameStops a call and having this held for me. He found a bunch from this wave, and I don't have any of it so far, so this is my first one from this wave, and I am super stoked because I didn't actually get a hold of the original Carnage. I never got a hold of the original Carnage when he released because he was the hot item everybody was gobbling up. So I'm glad we got a re-release, and I'm glad that people that have been sitting on those 50 Carnages have to deal with this now. But one thing that I do like about this wave is the package itself is it's gorgeous. For all of you inbox collectors, my buddy Tony is a huge one. This is going to be beautiful on the wall. I mean, it's a white packaging. The artwork on the side is some of the best I've seen in the Legends. I mean, this Carnage artwork is pretty awesome. I love how the bottom of it has sort of like a sloppy, like symbiote effect to it. You got the Venom logo on top, and then you get everybody on here that you have to get, but you get the typical Hasbro trying to pose their figures, showing off that Cassidy head, and you do get a nice little read up here. If I would focus, there you go. And then everybody from the wave, and honestly, I'm looking forward to these two. This third or fourth, and these two, I'm like, but I really got to get him built. I am a huge Venom fan. If you guys have watched my videos, anything Venom I geek out about, because it's like my three all-time favorite characters are going to be Apocalypse, Juggernaut, and Venom. They're just my go-to, and especially Marvel vs. Capcom, love me some Venom. And so let's go ahead and get Carnage out of this package and see what this new re-release brings to the table. So out of the package, Carnage looks great. I had to take his hands off and put on the typical clawy hands that we've seen with the Ben Reilly Carnage. I just had to do that so we can actually take a closer look at some of the new parts. And he does come with a Build-A-Figure piece. And yeah, that's going to be a sexy Build-A-Figure. I can't wait. And he comes with a alternate head, which is, you know, the Carnage head, which you can see at the bottom. It missed some white paint. That is disappointing. You can just see the red right there. And just like a weird, I don't know, it's like very jaggy, like almost like square, like sharp edges and stuff. It's weird, like especially right there. I don't know if anybody else is having that issue, but yeah, this is the Carnage head. You know, it's got the little squiggles and everything. I really wished these squiggles were actually sculpted in, because it just seems like something that anybody could have just done. And his hands that he came equipped that I swapped out, I just really wanted to take a look as we get this really enlarged claw hand. And it's weird, it's like almost like this red plastic has almost like a pearlescent sheen to it. And you got the gloop and symbiote all stringing up, and you got this one right here, and it just looks really nice. It's such a good sculpt, and it has a lot of little details, like how that one piece just sort of wraps around the finger and everything. I wish it had a wash. Like, they could have added like probably a light black wash to it, and it still wouldn't take away, and you would still know it's Carnage, and probably add a little bit more to this figure as well. But pretty nice hand. And then one of the big things that everybody was pretty excited about, at least I was, is this giant symbiote blade. It's still, it's a little bit harder plastic, but it's still a little bit pliable. But it's not that saggy rubber plastic like we saw with Ghost Rider's chain with the bike. So I'm feeling confident that if you had this posed up, that over time it's not going to droop down, but it looks beautiful. And you can sort of see that pearlescent sort of shine. It's picked up on the light. But I really like how this looks. I love how you can still see the fist. You just see the symbiote just spraying off the knuckles and everything. Just, it's awesome. For doing a repack, it's beautiful that they included those two effect pieces. And then we really dive into the figure itself, which you get this unmasked or unsymbiote covered Cassidy head, and it is awesome. His eyes have that nice goldish yellow shine for the pupil. He has that psycho grin. And his hair is not placed too poorly. I mean, there's a little bit of a gap down at the sideburn, not much. You can sort of see it, but it looks nice. His little curly red hair, and they sculpted it really well. There's no wash to it, which is, I don't understand why they didn't. Like a lot of other characters and stuff, they'll add like a wash or something to the hair. This one he didn't. Sort of looking around too at his hair, not much gappage, which is good. This they need to get a little bit better with this technology to try to make sure these things fit like perfect. But the head sculpt and everything, this is what everybody needs. This is like the ultimate Carnage. You need this unmasked head, and it's awesome. Now, he did come with this attached to his back, which is great. They actually had it where they placed him into the plastic, then plugged this into his back. So therefore, you know, it's not a pain to get it through the plastic. And this thing definitely looks awesome. Again, I love all the squiggles and stuff. I just wish that it was actually sculpted in a little bit instead of just painted on, because basically this figure has no sculpting whatsoever besides its normal base body, and then you have the black painted all over it, and then the little things they added to it, which is cool. They added to it, but it wasn't naturally sculpted in there. Like all these were attachments, especially even down his leg and everything. They're just separate pieces. So they just started with the base body, slapped some things on there, and painted it this way. Articulation wise, he can look down, he can look up, so really a lot of ways of articulation. And I'm not a fan. That's not the same type of red plastic for that disc hinge. Arms can go up that far. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. He does have a wrist rotation and a wrist bend. If you can do it, there we go. Same with this arm, his ab crunch. When we're crunching for abs, let me take this off here for a second. All right, so he crunches down that far, then he crunches back that far. He's crunching back, it's not bad. He's crunching forward, no black symbiote color, and it gaps. Like, it looks like he can shoot those discs out of like the old retro disc shooter guns. Not a fan of that. Arms, get that full rotation all around as well. And it sounds like they're almost ratcheted the way they feel as I'm rotating it around. He does have the waist swivel, giving him the bookshelf hips. He can only do the splits this far, and he can do a full, Spartan kick, field goal. And he has a nasty thigh cut, which it's not bad. It doesn't really break. It sort of does. If you guys are looking here, you see the black goes down, so you can break it up. But I guess with this guy, his black squigglies are so crazy, it doesn't really matter. And then he gets that double jointed knee, a boot swivel, ankle bend, and of course the pivot. So figure itself, pretty awesome. Definitely, I'm happy to have it because this is my first Carnage Legends figure. So I'm definitely excited. And I mean, you get some really decent posability out of this guy. He does, besides the paint of the black and stuff all just being deco, he does, his upper part of his body sort of feels hollow. He sort of doesn't feel like a normal Marvel Legends. I haven't felt the original one, so I'm not sure, but he does sort of feel hollow. Reminds me of the Infinity War Iron Man a little bit, and that sort of scares me if this is the future of Legends. Is like you're still charging us, 19.99 and up, depending where you get it. I would expect it to feel a little bit better quality. But besides that, he's pretty nice. So let me put on the original hands he came with, put the tendrils back on, put his Carnage head on, and sort of pose him up and see what we think about it. So I got Carnage all posed up and bouncing, all crouched down and stuff like that. I mean, he bounces really well. This definitely, Blade helps with a nice counterbalance to get him to stand and hold it upright. And it's Carnage. There's no question about it. If you saw this figure, like, that's Carnage. I love the extra little tendrils. I love the extra effects. I mean, I love the little piece that droops down on the blade. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful. There is nothing like... I don't know what more they could do. They could add some washes to bring out some of the sculpt a little bit. They could sculpt in the black part on there. A little bit better paint apps. But other than that, this is a very, very solid Carnage. I can see why everybody was going crazy over the original one, and now this one just being that's awesome. I like it so much. I am so happy. I finally have a Carnage to go with my Spider-Man and Venoms. I can't be happier. So yes, there are issues, but hey, this guy's 2 per case. Venom is 2 per case. So he has a little bit of issues, but not enough to be like, hey, I'm not going to get him. Like, I think the original one probably had the same type of issues. But you get more with this one, and it's just so awesome. So awesome. And I mean, even just to give you a look, I keep busting out this guy, and I feel like I need to retire him. But, we get Cable out here. All he has to do, one quick turn, and just go like, whack. But yeah, I mean, he's all, crouched down and stuff. It's just awesome. It's so cool. I really like the figure a lot. And I do, and it is my first one, so I can say my excitement is a little bit more than probably others that might have already had this figure, but it's worth the pickup. Definitely worth the pickup. I mean, if you already have one, you get this alternate head that you can just put on one of these bodies, and then you can have one all decked out with this. Like, you gotta at least have 2 different Carnages, which I could see why there'd be 2 per case. Same with Venom. Now it's comparison time. I put the Cassidy head on the Lex Luthor DC body, which looks amazing. And the comparison isn't really between those two. I'm busting out some old school toy-based Carnage. Check that out. Even on the back, you got all his little info right there. So it's almost like a little mini review within a review. But no, I'm not really going to detail the package, just showing it off. And I am going to take him out of the package. So the Toy Biz Carnage came with a little pin, but it's not really a pin. It's more of a clip. There's a little plastic thing on there. Has some really cool artwork on there for a little pin thing, clip, whatever you want to call it. Then the figure itself, just so you can just see like the consistencies. Like this one has the weird emo like eyeliner on, but between the both, I mean, definitely more orange hair, but they both have that menacing grin and head shape, like how it's a skinny long head. I mean, it's pretty funny how they're so similar and so many years apart. Now, I like this one too, because it had a little rubber head that just sort of went over the human head, turning him into Carnage. So then you look at the two side by side. Let me get his claw down. You could see the evolution of Carnage in a sense. It was just pretty funny. And then this guy, he automatically came with claws on him. Like I guess they were thinking of X-23 back then, before X-23 even was thought of. And then these were more just clip-on. And you can give him a giant claw hand, which I wish we would have got a lot more wash and paint like this one got. And then he also comes with, I don't know if this goes on this hand or not. I think it does. Yeah, it's got like the indents where the fingers are. But yeah, and gave him like his axe hand. So definitely funny that, oh man, so didn't want to move there. We got like his like axe hand. Oh, he fell. We got the two different axe hands, and then we both got like the enlarged claw hands. So I wonder if Hasbro was really inspired by the Toy Biz one, or were they just really just going off of him as a character? And then as a bonus, besides this character, I don't even know if he's gonna, yeah, there you go, stands fine. But it came with like this long coiled up like symbiote strand, which I mean I didn't really use it as a kid, but like I thought that was just funny that we got a long strand. But you could just really see the difference, and I just wanted you guys to really see it as well, you know, the evolution of these figures and things like that. And I haven't really seen anybody compare these two yet. Oops, I knock them all down. I have yet to see anybody pull out of their massive collection or whatever and compare this awesome Carnage from Toy Biz. You know, they did a Venom one, which was pretty cool too, but the Carnage one had a lot more love, I feel like, between the two. But that sums up my unboxing and review of the new Carnage from the Monster Venom wave. If you guys like what you saw, definitely hit a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more, and be up to date on your latest imports and collectibles by joining up with the 2 Toyco Toys and Collectibles Facebook group. First one is the community, so you can really interact with other collectors, show off your figures, ask questions. You know, that's what that's all about. Then you got the pre-order group, which is strictly for pre-orders. You get the alert, hey, this is coming out. Do you want to pre-order it? Get a really good price on it. It's awesome. I feel like I pre-order so much from Toyco. I just feel like I'm just sending my paycheck to them. So it's pretty awesome. And then you got the Toyco Toys and Collectibles website, shoptoyco.com. Link is down below. Use promo code UNBOXTOYCO. Saves you 5% on your entire purchase. Make sure it's all in caps though, because it is case sensitive. But yeah, use that promo code. Save money on collectibles. Who doesn't want to save money? And I want you guys to have the best luck hunting. Keep on collecting and have a beautiful day.